Hey everybody out there, and welcome to another episode of Comic Corner. We are on episode 3, and like I promised, we are going to be talking about Batman Noel. I finally had enough time to finish reading this. First of all, let me get a little bit better situated. Have to push the button on the camera. Mike's asleep. It's late at night, and let's just say I had a lot of ice cream to wake myself up. Maybe not a smart idea to do in the winter. Why did I eat ice cream before this review? Anyway, that's not about this review. This Comic Corner book is Batman Noel. This book was released on October 25th, 2011. It's the first, even though we're only in the third episode, it is the first hardcover book I'm reviewing that's current. And I've been dropping hints on last Comic Corner and throughout many videos, plus my latest comic review about this book, and now I could just flat out say this book was, in my opinion, a really awesome read. I would highly recommend this book to any Batman fan. Even for a good Christmas story, this is your DC Comic Christmas story of 2011, people. It is priced at $22.99, but you know on Amazon that price is cut almost in half. I'd say between $13 and $15. So it's worth the buy. Beautiful cover art, front and back. And I know a lot of people like to see what underneath the slipcover looks like. I highly doubt you're going to be able to see it, but it's embossed on the cover. I'm hoping you guys can see it. If you can, I apologize. They did not color it in. This is the one of the first hardcover books I have that has a slipcover that they did not color in the embossed picture. It's just the book and the embossed picture, and that's it. No outlines or anything. Even on the side, there's no outlines to the actual story, but oh well. I guess that's why they made the awesome cover that they have for Batman Noel. Before I get into the story, first of all, the artwork is beautiful, and what turned me on especially to this book was a preview page, and now that I have it, and I have it actually in a blown up page form, I want to show it to you. Now you guys know with the new 52 going on, a lot of people are hard up for some older looking books, and apparently this book has been in the making for 2 to 3 years. So all the DCU characters are from the old DCU, the pre-Flashpoint DCU. As you can see from this beautiful picture of Superman, and I'm hoping I got a good view on it. Mike is not behind the camera again, so this is what sold the book for me. Seeing Superman in his classic costume. It's been now 3 months since my Superman has been around, and I've been hard up to see a new story with the old costume, and this was it for Superman's part, and even Batman. It's just this comic, this graphic novel was a really good read. I would, like I said, highly recommend it. For those of you who are debating about this book, get it. It's worth the money. Trust me, it's cheap on Amazon. Even on Midtown, I believe it's 15% off. It's worth it. Now let me explain the story. Actually, I was reading this today, sorry, while I was at work during my break, and one of my coworkers came up and she saw I was reading this, and I was reading it like this, so of course the cover was sticking out like that, and she went, "Oh, Batman, that looks like a newer book." I said, "Yeah," and she actually asked me to explain it to her, and amazing, I actually sat there and gave her a full review of the book. Basically, you have A Christmas Carol redone in with Batman in place of Scrooge. And beginning of the story is Batman catches a messenger that was sent by Joker to collect his stuff, or his money, so to speak. I don't want to give away too much of the story because I want you guys to buy this, so I'm going to give you the very abridged version. Batman catches him and stops him, intercepts the message, scares the living daylights out of the guy. Guy runs away, but he has a tracking device on him. Batman's basically using him as live bait. Throughout the entire book, by the way, Batman, he starts off with just a cough, but by the end of the book, he's pretty dang sick. That's what I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say there. He gets pretty damn sick. not in the head, in sickness form. Um, Basically, the guy runs away. Batman intercepts, goes to where the next message is, where the message he took from the guy said to go. Joker, of course, is one step ahead of him. Joker is on the loose here, and Batman, it's up to Batman to basically bring him back to Arkham, and that's the whole point of this entire story, is Batman finding Joker and bringing him back to Arkham. So Batman goes back to the Batcave. There are 2 flashbacks. One is actually at the Batcave with him and Dick Robin, I believe it was. And the second one is later on. Him and Alfred have a talk about this guy and what's going on. Batman is basically not acting like himself. And not only Alfred notices this, but later on Jim Gordon gets a lead on somebody who might know about the Joker, and it turns out to be Catwoman. Catwoman also guest stars in this along with Superman. Catwoman was first. Batman catches up to Catwoman. He's not up for any of her bullshit. He just wants to know about the Joker, and he wants to catch the Joker. Even Catwoman's like, you're not acting like yourself at all. And basically Batman's about to leave Catwoman with a bag of jewels to walk away and find Joker. Yeah, that's definitely not Batman. So you know Batman's mindset in this book is he's just focused on catching Joker, and this other guy he's ready to throw in jail. Basically he's chasing Catwoman, messes up, not going to say how, and she escapes. Superman shows up literally by the next page, and he has a heart-to-heart talk with Batman, and he's explaining about the guy and how he has a son, and it turns out that somewhere else you're getting another part of the story where it's this man who's dirt poor, and his son is basically living up Christmas as best he can. He basically, the introduction to the little boy is he makes a what's it called, a Christmas tree out of, basically it looks like a bark or dead tree, and a couple of toys and broken beer glass and beer can. And this boy loves Batman. He's a huge Batman fan, so to speak. And the father, who just got stopped by Batman, kind of isn't so much of a fan at the moment. But this boy really looks up to Batman. And when Superman's talking to Batman, they're talking about all this, and they're talking about the boy. And Batman's like, well, I'm going to bring the father to justice, and I'm going to scare the boy, so this way he doesn't become like his father. And Superman's like, that might not be the way to do it. And they have a heart. They have it's a long talk. And then Batman ends up back at his Batmobile, and apparently, you know, Catwoman would have been the first ghost, Superman the second. Third ghost, which is the future, is Joker. And Joker basically plants something on the Batmobile. It explodes. Batman gets knocked out temporarily, you know, for the time being. He's having visions of his future. Joker takes him somewhere, and I'm not going to say what he does to Batman, but basically Batman snaps out of it and knows the Joker's going after this guy who basically lost all Joker's money, or whatever he had, and Batman basically shows up in the nick of time to save the guy. And there's a moment in here where the guy can go either way, and I'm actually going to leave it there. The book was really good. The ending was superb. I was going to show it, but I'll just say this though. The person who's telling this story is somebody from the actual Noel story. Somebody is telling the story that is starring in the story, and you don't find out, well, you can find out who if you go to the last page, but you'll see who it is by the end of the book. And it was a really good read. It was a really good story. It's not that long. As you guys can see, it's a very, very small book. My cover actually came bent, and I don't know why, but I've been trying to bend it forward for a long time now, and it's just not bending. I'm guessing it's just the way it was packaged, but mine comes to a bit of a U, as you can see, a U. But this was great. They say that the co-creators of the New York Times best-selling Joker, this is going to be best-selling also. I really immensely enjoyed this book. I would highly recommend it. It's not a book you want to miss, especially if you want to see a Christmas special this year from DC. This is it. And if you miss some of the way the characters were and the costumes of the old characters that are in this book, which are only like 3 guest stars really, it's worth it. It takes place in the old DCU, so you don't have to worry about any of this new 52 stuff going on. You don't have to worry about the relaunch or anything. This is just a story that takes place before the relaunch, before anything happened, even though it basically was released in the month of the number 2s. It's still highly worth the read. I can't recommend this book enough. I've been I really enjoyed this. I've already read it twice. I read it once before work, and then I read it during work to get my final opinions together. And artwork, as I said, I could flip to any page, as always, and find immensely awesome artwork. Here's a Catwoman cameo. And the book is just great. Oh, here, I'll show you guys the exploding Batmobile happened here. Let me show you guys what Joker looks like. You guys might be interested in seeing that. That was a good picture, but I don't want to spoil it. There we go. There's a nice picture of Joker. If you guys can see it, I hope you can. But, great art, great story. Absolutely 5 out of 5 stars. Check this book out. It's really worth the money. And that's it for episode 3. There are 2 trade paperbacks coming out, one this month at the end and one next month. I'll probably be getting those and doing reviews of those 2. But until then, this is the first current day hardcover trade paperback book, or book in general, that I've reviewed that is a current brand new release on Comic Corner. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review. I enjoyed reading this book, and I'm immensely enjoying reviewing it for you guys, because I don't want you guys to miss out on anything. And if you're on the fence about buying this, trust me, really good. The artwork alone, trust me, is worth this book's buy. Also, normally I'm not going to do this, but I did take another book with me to work. I've been talking about this for like a week now, and I've decided I know what book is going to be in episode 5 already. And let's just say that Comic Corner episode 5 is going to be very majestic. And what I mean by majestic, when I say majestic, is Mr. Majestic. Next time on Comic Corner, we are going to enjoy watching the video, but I'm going to be reviewing the trade paperback from Wildstorm of the full first volume of Mr. Majestic, including the one-shot comic that came out later on. So stay tuned, guys. I've already read through this several times. I'm just going to reread through it one more time and get all my thoughts together, every single detail I need. But the next episode is definitely going to be very majestic. Mr. Majestic. So stick around, guys. This book is next. And with that, I'll see you guys in the next video. I am doing an Avenger log, probably, if not tonight, tomorrow, because there's a reason why, and you'll see in the Avenger log why. But yeah, so remember, guys, check this book out. Really, really awesome. And it's brand new. You can't miss it. I'm positive that it's still on Amazon.com. So check out Amazon.com immediately. If you're on the fence, get this. You won't regret it. Trust me. Unless you're not a Batman fan, then don't worry about it. Unless you're a Superman fan and want to see some old Superman costume, it's in here. Alright, guys. See you next time. Take care.